I think the first one happened, I think it was on the 17th of December 2018. Second one, I was involved. The third one, which was the 31st, which was the day before New Year's Eve, and that was the one I personally got arrested, and others. So I was arrested about 24 hours. The typical thing they go through, everyone, you get tortured, beaten, humiliated, thrown in like these big refrigerators. But anyway, went through the process and, came out okay, recovered, and we got back at it. Of course, for us, it was just, it was really for business perspective. It was really for martial art, because martial arts in general is not a priority in people's lives, right? It's something that if you don't know it, I mean, we're the only jiu-jitsu school. So if you don't really believe in it, it's your last thing you would do. The last money you put out, worth it, the last effort. So of course, when the demonstrations were illegal, so-called by that government, even though they were peaceful demonstrations, they were harassing people, pick up trucks every day, the different types of police and security services and so it was kind of a little scary. So I lost basically 80% of my clients or my students in general, right? So there was really not much of a business during that year at all. So this was back and forth up to April. In April, the sitting happened in front of the headquarters of the military, all right? During the sitting, you had about, close to 100,000 people there, right? And almost everyone in the city who believed in this believed that they had a duty to be there. Some people almost lived there. Some people would show up. For myself, I'll show up about 6 hours of my day. I kind of made a schedule. I'll go there, do some services, come back. And one of the services that we started doing was when I went there, basically, I lost one student, I found a group of my guys there, just sitting there, just hanging out to be part of the sitting, And I was like, well, we're here. Why don't we just start training, man? Like, if y'all can't make it to the gym, you feel guilty if you go to the gym because everybody's here. The young people make you feel guilty, like, yo, you're not doing your country a service. You're supposed to be here. So let's start training. So, yeah, at least twice a week. We were training in the beginning, doing some light Muay Thai stuff because of the environment. And after that, we found a place where we could actually bring the mats and store them there. It wasn't no peaceful sitting. Like that sitting every morning, gunfire will go off. They'll try to disperse it.
Wow.
Every week, 3 or 4 people were killed.
Wow.
It was not an area where people would just solely relax. The civilians themselves, the young people took initiative. Like there were a lot of checkpoints, even including myself, I was part of, right? And these checkpoints were to check the people coming in. You cannot come in with a weapon. You cannot come into that area. People would just walk in normal, have no idea, and then just stab people just to cause commotion. It's just out of control. And then, of course, we had the June 3rd massacre that happened to disperse the setting itself. And, and that eventually destroyed everything. And from that, including, I was personally not there. At the moment I got there, it was already happening. It was about early morning. So I checked my phone, kind of go to sleep. I was there. I left at 2 a.m. About 5 a.m., I look at my phone before I go to sleep, and people are yelling like everybody needs to get back because, they're about to break it up. And by the time I got there, it was already, you couldn't even get there, right? They set everything on fire, all the tents, people were running for their lives. Until today, I don't know, maybe one day some of my students will tell their own story and experience who were there and lived through. But most of them haven't told the story, and I never really pushed for it to really hear it, but I know they were there, they told me, and even one of them was caught on CNN, by the way, on a live, helping and carrying bodies. I'm not sure if it was dead or alive, But, they went through a lot. And basically after that, most of them started to show up at the gym. They were just there. And you knew it was just like, hey, we really can't, they needed something. They needed something in their life. So we just started to train, and that was the idea of Journey to Kenya, where Journey to Kenya came in, making it to Kenya, and the whole story behind that came from this. And one of the guys who came to the event, who competed, was one of the guys we recruited from the event almost, who had less than 2 months training in jiu-jitsu. So But I knew, you know, I had my flight ticket to go to Kenya, and you know, another guy did. But I knew like I could go and come back, but that just wasn't good enough. You know, these guys are at the gym every day, and it's obvious what they went through. They just need to change and get out of the environment they're in. That's how I saw it. Need to get them away, do something different, and yeah. So when it was the idea of Journey to Kenya, I know that's a different story, but you know, the whole car and whatever, it was no. We until today we never seen that like something scary or whatever. You know, that was actually a vacation. With all the 6 days and getting lost and 7 days back, car breaking down, we tell the stories. But, you know, the months leading to that, you know, it was really tough to face. You know, we in Ethiopia, you know, that's a whole journey to explain really what happened. The film itself tells really like less than a quarter of the real story. But, you know, we just woke up and it was like, AKs all around us in the van, you know, pickup trucks in Ethiopia, you know, military didn't know, you know, they got information that we was something not us, you know, and we said, like, I remember the barrel was like in my face and the finger was on the trigger, and that was scary. My eye was on the trigger, like, please don't pull that, like, you know, because I knew, like, and in my head, that guy was really, really that soldier, that he was frightened of me, or you know, he wasn't 100%, because that finger's not supposed to be on the trigger, right? Like, I know that. So, but at the same time, these guys don't tell these stories like something was, you know, they think it's like a fun and joking, because it's not because, you know, it was fun. It was just because what they experienced before that was much horrific, and, you know, they basically survived that.